Hi everyone, hope you're all well. Welcome back to our channel where we will unravel the mysteries of the digital world to help you succeed online. Today we're diving into a topic that's often underestimated but plays a pivotal role in your website's search engine rankings, and that's hosting. So you might be investing countless hours into optimizing your content and SEO strategies, but if your hosting isn't up to par, you could be leaving valuable SEO gains on the table. So in this video, we're going to explore how your choice of hosting provider and plan can impact your website's SEO performance. We'll also look at the factors that affect SEO, and we'll even look at the different types of hosting and how they impact your SEO as well. From website speed to uptime, server location to security, we'll cover it all and provide you with practical insights to make informed decisions about your hosting setup. So whether you're a seasoned webmaster or just starting out understanding the connection between hosting and SEO, this video is crucial for your online success. So if you're ready to unlock the secrets of hosting and supercharge your SEO efforts, stay tuned, and don't forget to hit that like and subscribe button for more valuable insights into the digital world. Let's get started. So let's talk a little bit about website performance. While you might assume that websites exist in a sort of digital void, devoid of any physical presence, the reality is actually quite different. Every piece of data, every image, and all the files that you encounter on websites reside in a tangible space known as servers. Attempting to save a website's data on small transient storage spaces like external drives is not practical, as the content is going to continue to expand and there's an immense volume of information to manage. For websites to function optimally and offers visitors an engaging online experience, they rely on web hosting service providers. And web hosting is closely linked to SEO in several ways. First way is through website speed. So the speed at which your website loads is really critical for SEO. Slow loading websites can lead to a higher bounce rate and lower search engine rankings. Web hosting plays a significant role in website speed, and a reliable and well-optimized hosting provider can ensure that your site loads quickly, which can positively impact your SEO. Search engines also aim to provide users with the most reliable and relevant search engine results. If your website experiences frequent downtime due to a poor hosting provider, it can negatively affect your SEO. Search engines will lower your rankings if your site is frequently inaccessible to users. Server location, and this is actually referring to the physical location of your hosting server and how it can influence your SEO, especially for local businesses. If you target your audience, and if your audience is in a specific region, you should host your website on a server that's located closer to that region, and that can help improve the loading times for local users and potentially boost your local search rankings. A secure hosting environment is crucial for protecting your website and its visitors. Hacked or compromised websites can suffer SEO penalties. A reliable hosting provider with strong security measures can help safeguard your site and maintain your SEO standing. With the increasing use of mobile devices for web browsing, having a hosting environment that supports mobile-friendly websites is essential for SEO. Mobile responsiveness is a ranking factor, and your hosting should support responsive design to ensure a positive user experience on mobile devices. Hosting providers that often offer reliable technical support and keep their servers up to date with the latest technologies can also help you address technical SEO issues promptly and maintain a well-performing website. Web hosting is an essential part of your website's foundation, and the choice of hosting provider and plan can influence various factors that directly or indirectly impact your SEO. Therefore, it's crucial to select a provider that aligns with your website's needs and goals to maximize your SEO potential. So let's talk about the different types of hosting. The type of hosting you can choose have a significant effect on your website's performance, which in turn can impact your SEO. When I say different types of hosting, there are quite a few different types. There's shared hosting, VPS hosting, dedicated hosting, and cloud hosting. And we'll cover each of these as well. So shared hosting is a type of web hosting in which multiple websites share the resources of one single server. That means that your website is hosted alongside other websites on the same server, and that you share resources such as CPU, RAM, and disk space with those other websites as well. To show you what that kind of looks like, so in this example, you can see the server is here, and there's 3 different websites, and they're all using the server resources, the resources from the same server. They're all sharing these resources as well. So your site is hosted on the same server as other sites as well. It's generally the most affordable option and popular type of hosting, and it's a good option for small businesses, individuals, and organizations that are just starting out and don't require a lot of resources or high levels of customization. Since the cost of the server is divided among multiple users, shared hosting is usually more affordable than other types of hosting, but there are some potential drawbacks to shared hosting. One, for example, is that you are sharing resources with other websites. So if, for example, if this website on the server experiences like a sudden spike in traffic or uses up a lot of resources, it can slow down or even temporarily crash your website as well. Additionally, you have less control over server configurations and customization options as well, and this can be limited in terms of the amount of storage and bandwidth that you can use. To go into a bit more detail, some benefits of shared web hosting, one of them is affordability. So as mentioned before, shared hosting is generally the most affordable type of web hosting since the cost of the server is divided among multiple users, and this makes it a great option for individuals, small businesses, and organizations with limited budgets. And it's quite easy to use. So shared hosting is usually very user-friendly, with many hosting providers offering tools and features that can make it easy to set up and manage your website. You don't need to have technical knowledge or expertise to get started with shared hosting. Another advantage is maintenance. So with shared hosting, the hosting provider is responsible for maintaining the server and ensuring that it is running smoothly. And this means that you don't need to worry about performing updates, backups, or security patches yourself. Another benefit is support. So most shared hosting providers offer customer support to help you with any issues or questions that you might have. This can be especially helpful for those who are new to web hosting or have limited technical experience. And lastly, scalability. So a lot of shared hosting plans offer the ability to easily upgrade your resources like storage and bandwidth as your website grows and needs to change. And that means that you can start with a smaller plan and scale up as necessary without having to switch to a different type of hosting. How much you're able to scale up really depends on the type of hosting provider you're using, but it is generally kind of a good way to kind of scale up as well. It can be a good option shared hosting is a really good option for affordable, if you're looking for affordability and easy to use, but it's important to carefully consider your website's needs and traffic levels before choosing a hosting plan, as shared hosting may not be sufficient for a high traffic website or those with more complex requirements. So this falls under sort of some of the drawbacks, which is limited resourcing. So because you are sharing server resources with other websites, your website may experience slower load times or performance issues during periods of high traffic or resource usage. This can be especially problematic if you have a high traffic website or require a lot of resources. There's also a slight lack of control. With shared hosting, you have limited control over server configurations and customization options. And this can be a drawback if you require a specific software configuration or need to make advanced customizations to your server environment. You won't have that kind of control with a shared web hosting provider. And the other drawback is security. So shared hosting can pose some security risks, as a vulnerability in one website on the same server can potentially affect other websites on that server as well. So it's important to choose a reputable hosting provider that takes security seriously and implements measures to protect their customers on all their servers. Another drawback is restrictions, and this is similar to sort of lack of control. But a lot of shared hosting providers have restrictions on the type of software or applications that can be installed on the servers, and that can limit the functionality of your website as well. And lastly, some email issues. So some shared hosting providers may have limitations on email sending or receiving, which can cause issues with email functionality in general. Overall, shared hosting can be a great option for those looking for an affordable and easy to use hosting solution, but it's important to choose carefully, consider your website needs and potential limitations before choosing a hosting plan. So when it comes to shared web hosting, there are lots of shared hosting providers available, and the best one for you will depend on your specific needs and budgets. But here are some popular shared hosting providers currently out there. One option is Bluehost. So Bluehost is a really popular shared hosting provider that offers affordable plans, easy to use website builders, and excellent customer support. They are also a recommended recommended by WordPress as a top hosting provider. So if you are planning to use WordPress as your main CMS, then this might sort of strengthen your decision using Bluehost. Some details about Bluehost shared hosting plans. If you go onto the website and go into the shared hosting page, you can see their plans laid out here. They offer 4 hosting plans, Basic, Choice Plus, Online Store, and Pro. The basic plans includes one website, unmetered bandwidth, and a free domain name for the first year as well. The Plus plan includes unlimited websites, bandwidth and email accounts, as well as domain privacy and site backups as well. And the Choice Plus plan includes all of the Plus features, as well as code guard, basic backup, and domain privacy protection as well. So they've got a range of different hosting options, and you can sort of see that they're kind of priced as well. They're also really good for WordPress hosting. So Bluehost offer shared hosting platforms specifically designed for WordPress users, and these plans come with unlimited bandwidth as well. They come with pre-installed WordPress as well, automatic update, and they also have specific WordPress support as well. Their shared hosting plans comes with a range of features, including a website builder, a really easy to use cPanel, email accounts, SSL certificates, and a 30-day money-back guarantee as well. They also offer 24/7 customer support via phone, chat, or email. In terms of the performance, Bluehost shared hosting plans come with unlimited bandwidth, but they do have some restrictions on CPU usage and memory usage. However, they use SSDs, or solid-state drives, and a content delivery network, otherwise known as a CDN, to help improve website speed and performance. So they are still quite fast with their load times as well. Overall, Bluehost shared hosting service offers a wide range of features and plans to suit different website needs and budgets. Their focus on WordPress hosting and website builders makes them a good choice for a beginner or those looking for an easy-to-use shared hosting option as well. Up next is HostGator. So HostGator is a web hosting provider that offers a variety of hosting services, including shared hosting. And here are some details on their hosting services. So HostGators offer 3 shared hosting plans. They have the Hatchling, Baby, and the Business plan, otherwise known as the e-commerce plan. The Hatchling plan includes one domain, unlimited storage, bandwidth, and an email account as well. The Baby plan includes unlimited storage. They have up to 5 websites, and they have $500 Google ad spend match credit, as well as $100 Microsoft advertising credit as well. And then you have the Business plan that has all of the features of the Baby plan, with a lot more like positive SSL upgrades, dedicated IP addresses as well, and some SEO tools as well. So in terms of features, all of the plans offer quite a lot of features as well. They all come with the features like website builder, an easy-to-use cPanel, one-click installs for popular applications like WordPress or Joomla and things like that, and 24/7 customer support via phone, chat, or email. They also offer a money-back guarantee as well, similar to Bluehost. And it's also similar to Bluehost. They have plans specifically designed for WordPress users, and these plans come with pre-installed WordPress, automatic updates, and WordPress-specific support. In terms of their pricing, their hosting plans, you can see they start at $275 a month, and they can go up to $525 a month, and these are usually introductory offers. Some of the drawbacks of HostGator, though, is that their renewal fees tend to be a little bit more expensive as well. Overall, HostGator's shared hosting services offer a range of features and plans to suit different website needs and budgets. Their focus on customer support and website builders make them a good choice for beginners or those looking for an easy-to-use hosting solution. When it comes to shared hosting, while it is cost effective, it can lead to slower load times and reduced server performance. If other websites on the same server experience traffic spikes or resource-intensive activities, this can negatively affect your SEO, especially if your website suffers from frequent slowdowns or downtime. So up next is VPS hosting. VPS stands for Virtual Private Server, and it's a type of hosting that provides a virtual server environment for a website. So this is essentially what it looks like. So with VPS hosting, you start off with the actual resources. So a physical server is divided. This physical server here is divided into multiple virtual servers, each with its own dedicated resources. So CPU, RAM, storage. Each of these virtual servers have their own dedicated amount of them, and that means that on a web VPS, that a website on a VPS has access to more resources than shared hosting, which can result in improved performance and reliability as well. With VPS hosting, you have a lot more control over the server environment than shared hosting. With VPS, you can sort of customize your server settings, install software, applications, and access the server via remote desktop. This makes VPS a good hosting choice for users who require a little bit more flexibility and control over their hosting environment. VPS hosting also allows you to easily scale up or down your resources as needed, and that makes it a good choice for websites that experience lots of kind of fluctuations in traffic or require additional resources during peak seasons. In terms of security, VPS provides a higher level of security than shared hosting, as each virtual server is isolated from another virtual server. And it's also isolated from the actual physical server itself. That means if one website is compromised, it won't affect the others that are on the same server as well. In terms of pricing, VPS hosting is generally more expensive than shared hosting, but it's less expensive than dedicated hosting. Pricing varies depend on the amount of resources needed, and many VPS hosting providers offer different plans to suit different needs and budgets. Overall, VPS hosting provides a good balance of resources, control, and scalability, as well as security as well, making it a popular choice for medium-sized businesses, high-traffic websites, or even users who require more control over their hosting environment than shared hosting providers can. Some of the benefits of VPS hosting, as we mentioned before, is dedicated resources. So VPS hosting provides dedicated resources like CPU, RAM, storage, bandwidth, each to the individual virtual server. And that means that resources aren't shared with other websites on the same physical server, and it results in improved performance and reliability. Then you have scalability. So VPS hosting allows users to easily scale up or down the resources as needed. And this means that if a website experiences a sudden surge in traffic, additional resources can be added to handle the increased demand. It's also quite reliable. So VPS hosting can be more reliable than shared hosting, as websites on a VPS are not affected by the performance or security issues of other websites on the same server. And then you have control as well. So VPS hosting provides users with more control over their server environment than shared hosting, and users can customize the server settings, install software applications, and access the server via remote desktop as well. And lastly, you have customizability. So VPS hosting allows users to customize their new server environment to their needs, like installing custom software and configuring their server settings. And that's not something that's offered with shared hosting as well. Saying that, though, there are some potential drawbacks of VPS hosting. One of the main difference between VPS hosting and shared hosting is that with VPS hosting, a lot more technical knowledge is required. VPS hosting requires more technical knowledge and expertise, as users are responsible for managing their own server environment, and this includes installing software, configuring server settings, and handling server maintenance tasks. The cost of VPS hosting can be more expensive than shared hosting, although it is generally less expensive than dedicated hosting. So depending on the hosting provider and the resources needed, the cost of VPS hosting can add up over time. Then with server management as well, with VPS hosting, users are responsible for managing their own server environment, and this can include handling security updates, backups, and server maintenance tasks as well. This can become really time consuming and may require additional technical knowledge. There are some restrictions as well. And with limited scalability. So while VPS allows for easy resource scaling, there are still some limitations and restrictions on the amount of resources that can be allocated to a virtual server. This means that with websites that are very high traffic or resource requirements, may eventually need to switch to dedicated hosting as well. Overall, VPS hosting is a good option for users who need more resources and control than sharing hosting can provide, but they can't exactly cover the cost yet of a dedicated hosting provider, but just to be aware of the potential drawbacks to consider, like the cost, server management, and technical knowledge that's going to be required. So when it comes to web hosting providers that offer VPS services, there are lots that are out there. They will offer a range of VPS hosting plans with varying resources, pricing, and features. So it's important to research and compare the options to find the best fit for your needs. One example is Hostinger. So Hostinger is a really popular web hosting provider that offers VPS hosting services. And some details about their hosting plans. They offer 8 different hosting plans, ranging from 1 vCPU all the way up to 8 vCPU as well. Prices can range from £3 a month to about £60 a month, so there is a variation of the pricing as well. Each VPS plan comes with dedicated resources including CPU, RAM, storage, and bandwidth, and users could choose between different operating systems like Ubuntu, CentOS, Debian, and Fedora. Hostinger VPS hosting plans are scalable, which means users can easily upgrade or downgrade their resources as they need. And this allows users to start with a smaller plan and scale up as their website grows. They also have lots of security features, including DDoS protection, firewalls, and SSL certificates. They also offer daily backups and a 24/7 monitoring system to ensure that the security and stability of the VPS hosting environment. Hostinger also have a really good customer support, so they offer 24/7 customer support via live chat and email, and they also provide a knowledge base with tutorials and articles to help users manage their VPS servers. Overall, Hostinger's VPS hosting plans provide a good balance of resources, scalability, control, security, and affordability, making them a really popular choice for users who need more resources and control than shared hosting can provide, but they don't want to invest in dedicated hosting. Another popular VPS hosting provider is InMotion. So InMotion is a hosting provider that have quite a few hosting plans and quite a few different billing cycles as well. Their hosting offers 4 different hosting plans ranging from $10 a month to about $45 a month, but these again are introductory offers, and these are offers where if you were to just purchase on a 3-year cycle as well, so obviously the longer that you have your billing cycle, the more savings that there are in that. In terms of the resources, each VPS plan comes with dedicated resources including CPU, RAM, storage, and bandwidth, and users can choose between different operating systems like CentOS, Ubuntu, Debian as well. All of their hosting plans come with a cPanel, which is a really popular and easy to use interface for managing web hosting accounts, and users can also access their VPS server via SSH or remote desktop. In terms of scalability, InMotion's VPS hosting plans are scalable, which means that they can upgrade and downgrade their resources as needed. So you can start off with a smaller plan and then scale up as you grow. And in terms of their customer support, InMotion offers 24/7 customer support via phone, live chat, and email. They also provide a knowledge base similar to Hostinger, that's filled with kind of tutorials and articles to help you manage your VPS servers as well. Overall, InMotion's VPS hosting plan provides a good balance of resources, control, security, and customer support. So they're a very popular choice for users who need a little bit more resources and control than shared hosting can provide, but don't want to invest just yet in dedicated hosting. Overall, with VPS hosting, it offers more dedicated resources compared to shared hosting, and that provides better performance and stability, and that will positively impact your SEO by offering faster load times and improved uptime. With a VPS, you have more control over server configuration, allowing for better optimization. Next up then we have dedicated hosting. So dedicated hosting is a type of web hosting in which the client rents an entire physical server that is dedicated solely to the website or application. So this is sort of how it works. So you see you have your website here, and it has full control over this one server. So this one server is dedicated only to this one website. So in dedicated hosting, the client has complete ownership and control over the server, including the hardware, software, and operating system. So that means in terms of server resources, the client has access to all of the resources that are available on that server, including CPU, RAM, storage, and bandwidth. This allows for high performance and high fast load times, even for high traffic websites or applications. On top of that, then it means there's more room for customizability. So with dedicated hosting, the client has complete control over the server configuration and includes choosing the operating system, installing custom software, configuring any security settings as well. In terms of security as well, dedicated hosting offers a high level of security as the client has complete control over the server and can implement themselves advanced security measures like firewalls and intrusion detection systems. In terms of technical support, most dedicated hosting providers offer 24/7 technical support, which can be essential for managing a complex server environment. But overall, the technical support really comes internally. So you, either yourself or someone you may hire, you may need to hire someone to manage and support you in the managing of your dedicated server. And in terms of pricing, dedicated hoster is typically more expensive than any other type of web hosting, as the client is paying for the entire physical server as well as the associated maintenance and support costs as well. Some advantages of dedicated web hosting is the high performance. So with dedicated web hosting, the server resources are not shared with other websites. This means that your website can handle high levels of traffic without ever slowing down. Then customizability as well. So dedicated hosting allows for greater control and flexibility in terms of server configuration and software installation, and this can be particularly important for businesses with specific technical requirements. Next up, you have security. So with dedicated hosting, you can have complete control over security measures like firewalls, encryption, intrusion detection, which can help protect your website and data. It's a lot more reliable because you don't have to worry about other websites on the server impacting your website's uptime or performance. And then it's also scalable as well. So dedicated hosting can be more easily scaled than other types of hosting as you add resources or upgrade to a higher tier plan as your business grows. There are also some drawbacks of dedicated hosting, and the main one being the higher cost. So dedicated hosting is a lot more expensive than shared hosting or VPS hosting, as the client is renting an entire physical server. And as mentioned before, technical experience is mainly down to yourself. So managing a dedicated server can be more complex than other types of hosting, and you need a certain level of technical expertise. And this can be a challenge for businesses without an in-house IT team or technical staff as well. Maintenance can also be a little bit more time consuming, as the client is responsible for maintaining and update the server hardware, software, and security measures, which can be time consuming and also really costly as well. Dedicated hosting is a little bit of overkill for small websites. So dedicated hosting is quite unnecessary for like small websites, blogs, because the resources of the server may not be fully utilized. And lastly, some limited resources is still an issue. So while dedicated hosting provides greater resources than other types of hosting, it's still limited by the physical capacity of the server, and that means if your website experiences unexpected traffic spikes, the server may not be able to handle the load. Overall, dedicated hosting is a good choice for businesses or organizations that require high levels of performance, customizability, and security, but you need to have the right budget and technical expertise to manage a dedicated server. But for smaller websites or businesses with limited budgets or technical experience, it's not one that's recommended at all. Other types of hosting like VPS or shared hosting might be better. There are lots of popular dedicated hosting providers available on the market. One of the more popular ones is Liquid Web. Liquid Web is a premium hosting provider that offers a fully managed dedicated hosting service designed to provide customers with high levels of performance, security, and customization. Some of the features of Liquid Web's hosting plans include a fully managed service. So Liquid Web's dedicated hosting service includes a team of expert technicians who manage the server hardware, software, and security measures, allowing customers to focus on their business instead of server maintenance. They also have high performance servers as well. So Liquid Web uses the latest server hardware, including Intel processors with SSD storage as well. And this kind of provides customers with fast and reliable hosting. They also have multiple data center locations located in the US, Europe, and Asia. So that provides customers with the option to choose a server location that's closest to their target audience. And their dedicated hosting service allows for a high degree of customization, including the ability to choose the operating system, control panel, and software applications installed on the server as well. Liquid Web have excellent customer service. Their support team is available 24/7 to assist customers with any issues or questions that they may have. And lastly, security. So Liquid Web provides customers with advanced security measures like firewalls, DDoS protection, and SSL certificates to help protect their website and data. Overall, Liquid Web's dedicated hosting service is a really good choice for businesses or organizations that require a high level of performance, security, and customization, as long as they have the budget for a premium hosting service as well. So as well as Liquid Web, GoDaddy is another provider that offers dedicated hosting service. It's a really popular web hosting provider anyway, and they offer dedicated hosting services designed for businesses and organizations that require the high levels of performance and security and control that we talked about. Some features of GoDaddy's dedicated hosting providing service include managed service. So GoDaddy's dedicated hosting service includes a team of expert technicians who manage the server hardware, software, and security measures, allowing customers to focus on their business instead of server maintenance. They have multiple data locations, so they have data centers located in the US, Europe, and Asia. So that means you have the option to choose a server that's located closest to your target audience. GoDaddy uses the latest server hardware, including Intel processors, SSD storage, and that provides customers with fast and reliable hosting. And you have, and their hosting allows for a high degree of customization as well, including the ability to choose the operating system, control panel, software applications as well. Similar to Liquid Web, GoDaddy does offer customers with advanced security measures like firewalls, DDoS protection, and SSL certificate. And their customer support team is available 24/7 to help with any issues or questions that you might have. So overall, GoDaddy's dedicated hosting service is a really good choice for businesses or organizations that require high levels of performance, security, and control. Overall, their dedicated hosting service is a good choice for businesses or organizations that require high levels of performance, security, and control. And they want a well-known and reputable hosting provider. But it's worth noting that some users have reported some issues with customer support and pricing transparency, so it's important you do your research and read reviews as well before making a decision. So now that you understand the different types of hosting providers, some of their hosting platforms, the advantages of each type of hosting, and some hosting providers that provide those types of hosting, you need to also think about what to consider when deciding what type of hosting to use. There are several key factors to consider, and some of the main things are website requirements. So the first thing to consider is the specific requirements of your website. This includes factors like the amount of traffic you expect, the size of your website, and any special software or applications you need to run. Performance is another critical factor in website hosting, as slow load times and downtime can hurt your website's user experience and search engine rankings as well. So you want to consider the type of hosting that will offer the best performance for your size of website. Budget is an important consideration whenever you are choosing a hosting plan, as different types of hosting have varying costs, as we've seen before. So make sure to choose a plan that fits your budget and also offers the features and performance that you need. You also need to look at your own kind of technical expertise that you have, because depending on the type of hosting you choose, you may need to have the technical experience or expertise you needed to manage and maintain your server. So make sure you have the necessary skills or can hire someone to manage your hosting if you need to. And you also need to consider scalability. So consider whether the hosting plan that you choose can easily accommodate growth and increase traffic over time. Some hosting providers offers plans that can be easily scaled up as your website grows. And lastly, security. So website security is important to protect your website and your users' data. Consider those security measures provided by the hosting provider, like firewalls, SSL certificates, and backup options. By considering these factors, you can choose the type of hosting that best fits your website needs and your budget as well. So when it comes to dedicated hosting, a dedicated hosting provider will provide you an entire server, and this can lead to faster loading times, higher uptime, and enhanced security, all of which will positively affect SEO. Larger websites or businesses with high traffic volumes often choose dedicated hosting for these reasons. So now let's talk a bit more about SEO. SEO is a part of website making sure that your website is ranking online. It's a set of practices and strategies aimed at improving the visibility and ranking of a website or web page on search engine results pages. The primary goal of SEO is to increase organic, so non-paid, traffic to a website, and this can lead to higher visibility, more website visitors, and ultimately more conversions like sales or inquiries. Good web hosting will help with this. Achieving a top ranking position on the search engine results pages can be very challenging. A lot of factors come into play that website owners and marketers have to carefully consider in order to produce the most effective SEO tactics. The role of reliable web hosting in this process is crucial, so opting for the right web hosting provider can facilitate a seamless user experience, potentially elevating conversion rates through swift, high-speed services. Moreover, a superior web host minimizes undesirable drawbacks like bounce rates, reduced user engagement. By offering limited page timeouts and fewer server requests, websites tend to retain visitors for extended periods, ultimately resulting in heightened engagement, increased lead generation, and a boost in conversions as well. So now let's talk about the key factors that affect SEO. As mentioned before, website speed can affect SEO in a few ways. Google has confirmed that website speed is a direct ranking factor, and this means that faster websites are more likely to rank higher in search engines than slower websites. Website speed is also important for user experience. Users are more likely to leave a website that loads slowly, which can lead to a higher bounce rate, lower conversion rates, and Google takes user experience into account when ranking websites, so slower websites may be penalized in search results. Google has a limited amount of resources to crawl and index the web, and this is known as the crawl budget. Slower websites may be crawled less often than faster websites, and this leads to fewer pages being indexed and lower rankings in search engines as well. Overall website speed is an important factor for both SEO and user experience. Faster websites are more likely to rank higher in search results and have better user engagement. Security is also a direct ranking factor, meaning that Google has confirmed that website security is something that will help rank higher in search engines than insecure websites. Users are more likely to trust websites that are secure, and this is because secure websites protect users' data and prevent them from being infected with malware, and Google takes user experience into account when ranking websites. So insecure websites can be penalized in the search results as well. Google may also be less likely to crawl and index the insecure websites, and that's because Google wants to protect its users from malware and other security issues as well. So choosing a hosting provider that can be up to date with the latest security measures and can keep your site up to date with an SSL will ensure that the communication between your websites and your visitors' browsers is as encrypted and secure as possible. Google has also confirmed that website uptime is a direct ranking factor, and this means that websites with higher uptime are more likely to rank higher in search engines than websites with lower uptime as well. It's also really good for user experience, and Google takes user experience into account when ranking websites, so websites with low uptime will be penalized in the search results. Again, your web hosting provider can have a big impact on your website's uptime, so make sure that you choose a web hosting provider that offers reliable service and has a good track record of uptime. You should also monitor your website's uptime time. This will allow you to be alerted if your website goes down so that you can take action quickly. And lastly, server location. So when it comes to website speed, the closer your server is to your target audience, the faster your website will load. Website speed is a direct ranking factor, so a faster website is more likely to rank higher in search engines. Users are also more likely to stay on a website that loads quickly, and a good user experience is, as mentioned before, a good ranking factor. So a faster website may rank higher in search engine results. Unlike the other three as well, it's important to note that the server location is not a major ranking factor. Google has confirmed that it doesn't treat websites differently based on their geographical location. It's more so that if a server location is close to your target audience, they're likely to have faster connection and a good user experience. So you want to choose a server location that is close to your target audience, and this will help improve website speed and user experience as well. And there you have it, folks, the essential connection between web hosting and SEO. We hope you find this video informative and valuable in your online journey. If you have any questions or want to learn more about optimizing your website for SEO, please don't hesitate to leave a comment below. We love hearing from reviewers and helping you succeed in the digital world. Don't forget to like this video and subscribe to our channel for more insightful content on all things web related. Thanks for tuning in, and we'll see you in the next one.